this wonderful court, I welcome you all for the learning and sharing session. Today, we have an interactive session with the students of Polymath School, Bhivandi. So now I call Ridyanshi Jain to give the introduction. Yes, Ridyanshi.
Namaste and a very good morning to one and all present here. Alone, we can do so little. Together, we can do
Ridyanshi,
so much. Yes, ma'am.
we couldn't see you. That's why I said on the switch on your camera, beta.
Ma'am, my camera is on.
We can see her, Usha ma'am.
Okay, okay, ma'am.
Ma'am, it is on.
Namaste and a very good morning to one and all present here. Alone, we can do so little. Together, we can do so much. With this beautiful quote by Helen Keller, I, Ridyanshi, welcome leaders, facilitators, and students of Polymath School. Mr. Abhay Bhatia from Triple O Farms, Mr. Sairaj Avde for this session. Welcome to all the students, parents, and teachers of RIS2. Palmat School is a 21st century school and follows project-based learning as primary teaching methodology. We have with us Mr. Bhavesh Gandhi, Mr. Hemant Mehta, Mr. Sanam Bhadrani from leadership team of Polymath School. I request Abhay sir to enlighten us on the farming journey at Polymath School under his guidance.
Hello, good morning, everyone. I'm Abhay Bhatia, and I'm also proud to be an ex-student of RRBF. And yeah, so we did a farming journey with, it was basically a gram, the subject was gram, which we started with Polymath School last year. Unfortunately, due to the lockdown, we couldn't take it forward last year, and this year also due to the lockdown and the COVID-19 scenario, we are not being able to take it forward. In the journey, the idea was to, I hope everyone can hear me, right? Okay,
Yes,
so
we can.
in the journey, the idea was for the students to understand the importance of village economy, understanding the life at the village, and farming being a part of it. Farming is a very important part of village economy, and the livelihood there. Hence, the most of the ideas evolved around farming, but it was not only farming, but it was more about the about how the village functions from a very small microeconomics to the macroeconomics of the village. And for that, the kids were actively involved in all the processes, from basic farming processes to even processes of arts and crafts which happened at the village. Basically, Warli painting was one of them, basket weavings and such other things, which kids enjoyed a lot during the process. And these are also lifestyle skills. They're not only something to do with a project, but these are lifestyle skills and skills of survival, which are very handful in future as well. Coming forward, there are a lot of other things which this project involves. Like there is a daily thing that we learn in school, our basic history, geography, science, what we are learning in school, all gets applied on the ground over there. In a farming journey, kids learn almost everything from maths to science to geography to history. Hence, the idea of this project was to even practically involve kids into what they are learning theoretically in the school. And it was a beautiful journey, and we are hoping this lockdown ends soon, and we may continue going forward with this as soon as possible. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Abhay sir, for your encouraging words. Now I request Sele sir, who is guiding the farming project at Polymath School, to encourage us with his words.
Hello. Hello, am I audible?
We can hear
Yes,
you.
sir, you are.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for having me on this session. Okay, Abhay has spoken most of what we did in Polymath School. And the reason behind it is, we have been watching many schools picking up farming project, and it's a great thing. I mean, farming is a great initiative. But what we thought was, what was more important was not just farming, because farming is just one part of what happens inside a village. And if you talk about India, India is all about villages and not cities. We do have cities, and there is an economical growth happening in the city, but the cultural diversity or the social growth happens inside the villages. So as our great leader Mahatma Gandhi has said, if villages perish, India will perish. So what we had thought, myself and Abhay, we thought that we should be focusing on the concept of village, and that is how we came up with the subject Gram. If you ask a general person back in the city, what do you think about village? They would say that either they're poor people, they're hungry people, or people who are not fed well, they do not earn well, and none of it is true. It might be true to a certain extent. Village is a beautiful place. Uh, uh, what we have done, what damage we have done is we have removed the confidence of them as a lifestyle that they are having. What we are trying to do is we have shown something like city is a better place to live if you want a good lifestyle. Mm. So we wanted to put across to the city guys or city students in the city. We wanted to show them the true picture of village. That a village, apart from farming, there are 12 more skills that happens inside a village, and even they have a structure, a very proper structure of gram panchayat, and in fact they follow more rules than what we do follow. So we wanted to have a gist of what happens inside a village, and we started this subject as gram, which where farming is an inclusive subject. Why we think it is necessary is today the connection with the soil is completely gone. If you ask, even with the pandemic, if you look, we are all quarantined, right? We are inside the confined walls. What happens is our understanding with the soil goes away, and as long as we live away from the soil, we wouldn't understand life as better as it could be. I mean, life is not just about hospitals or life saving drugs. Life is more to it. I mean, as long as we keep killing the life on the soil, we are killing ourselves, because soil and our stomach, they both are connected. uh, but it was a great effort, not from our side, but from the founders of Polymath, who actually showed confidence in what we told them. It was a difficult subject to understand. It is not easy to make the founders understand that we will try and inculcate a village as a subject, because everyone understands farming because there is a glamour to it. There is some kind of gimmick to farming. I mean, you go, you pick up spade, you dig the mud and all. But apart from that, the emotional parts or the functional parts of village, I mean, it was very difficult for us to put it across. But I must say, the founders of Polymath have done such a, they have shown a confidence in what we told them, and they allowed us to do. Now, whatever we did over there is just a small part of what should be done exactly. Even we are very new to the subject. Even we are very new to understanding and putting it across to the young minds. What we did last year is we did not teach them. We actually learned from the kids. They were so beautiful. I have seen kids saying good morning to plants. Uh, where did we see that? I mean, we have never seen this way. And why would a kid say good morning to the plants? I mean, uh, it is so hard for the kids to make them understand, say good morning when someone comes. But it all came out of their heart. They were just going out watching the plants. They didn't knew what to do out of it. Some would document it nicely. The younger kids would play with it, and they had so much fun in that soil. So that connection with the soil is very important, very very important, because if the life in the soil goes away, the life in humans would go away. We are as long as we keep killing the life inside the soil, we are actually killing ourselves. So this subject needs to be taken on front with many schools. More experts, domain experts should be got into it. And I'm really thankful to Ram Ratan School and Polymath School for understanding the gravity of this. And thank you for having us over here.
Thank you, Sailesh sir. Now I request Bhavish Gandhi sir from Polymath School to address us.
Thank you, Ridanshi. You are a very confident presenter.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for the introduction. Thank you, ma'am. Hello, kids. Lovely to be able to connect with you, all kids of Ram Ratan School. I think it's a privilege for us to be able to present, privilege for our kids to be able to present their journey. And we don't want this to be a one-way dialogue. After 6 months, we'll have some of you present to our kids. This is a multi-year, multi-grade project for us, and I'm sure it will be a multi-year project for you also. So yeah, let's collaborate. Let's do wonderful work. We have people like Abhay and Shailesh to help us. You are very, very fortunate to have Jaya Parekh ma'am as your principal. She's such a fantastic progressive educator. And it's been lovely knowing you, ma'am. And I'm not going to take too much of time because I know the children are eager to present. So hand it over to the children. Bye.
Now I request our principal ma'am, Dr. Jaya Parekh, to address us.
Thank you, Ridyanshi. Namaste to everyone, especially the guests, all the guests, wonderful guests from Polymath School. Before I say something, I would like to ask if Mr. Hemant Mehta would like to share his thoughts on our meeting today.
No, I won't take any time. Let the kids get started. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I extend a warm welcome to all of you. I agree with all these prominent points that have been brought forth by Mr. Abhay and Mr. Shailesh on why farming is important for schools or for students or in education. It's not only bringing the children close to nature, which is supposed to be the best way of learning as propounded by several eminent educationists across the globe. It makes our students disciplined, it makes them empathetic, it makes them value labor, it makes them grounded. These are some of the basic life skills which each student must have to progress in life. And by progress, I mean leading a healthy and happy life. So bringing you close to nature is one of the basic intentions of implementing this project from this academic year. We are hoping for the schools to physically open very soon and to get our hands into the soil, to get students into the soil and start doing the farming, right from choosing the land to preparing the land to deciding what should be grown. And we are looking forward to the guidance, inspiration and collaboration with Polymath School, with Triple O Farms, and with these wonderful gentlemen, Mr. Abhay, Mr. Shailesh, and all those who have joined us. And not only these gentlemen, the students of Polymath School. We look forward to your support and your guidance. You are our seniors when it comes to this project. So thank you for joining hands with us and agreeing to be here with us on this. I would simply like to tell the teachers who are here that you would find this exercise as very experiential in nature when it comes to pedagogy. It's highly experiential. It is going to be multidisciplinary. It's going to be interdisciplinary. So letting you know that this is our project-based learning that we have adopted. Polymath has been doing this since its inception. They have a very unique way of teaching everything in your school, and visit to your school has been very inspiring. Let's hope we are able to create the same joy in this process of farming at Ram Ratna International School with the support of all of you. All the best to all the teachers and students of RRIS for taking on with this project and doing it successfully. Thanks to Polymath School and all the guests once again. Let's take it forward, Usha ma'am. And thank you, Usha ma'am, for coordinating this entire program.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, Ridyanshi?
Yes. Thank you very much, ma'am. As we have taken sustainable farming as our project-based learning, we look forward to learn from this interactive session. Let's first watch a video by Polymath School showing their journey of farming expedition, followed by question and answer session. Thank you.
Thank you, Ridyanshi. for this wonderful introduction. Amit sir, can you please play the video?
Yes, ma'am. Just a second.
Yes. Students, watch this video carefully and be ready with your questions. Yes, so we need to know so much before we start our journey of farming. So watch them actually do it, and they have been through this journey. So they will be. Oh yeah.
I'm Jinan, and with me is Divya of the Polymath School, a project-based learning school. We are also farmers, and we have come here to talk about what we do in our villages. We would thank to Jaya ma'am and everyone at Ram Ratna International School for this wonderful opportunity. In 2018, we grew our own school garden, and in 2019, we decided to do farming. Members of Organic Meeting kindly offered to help us with our project, and that is how the project started. We would like to show you a video of a farm we visited that motivated us to start farming in our school. In this video, you can see we visited a farm owned by Mr. Patel and worked in the paddy field sowing rice. This experience was so powerful that we instantly felt continue doing it.
Indians live in its villages, not in its cities. A vast majority of India's population is dependent on agriculture for their livelihood. Abhay sir and Shailesh sir suggested that knowing about village economy is very important. So, we decided to create our own village. We named our villages as Harwai, Dhartiputra, Khetiwadi, etc. And then villagers elected a sarpanch for each village. Let us see some photos. From the youngest to the oldest, every child proudly walked to the ballot box to cast his or her vote. Sarpanch were elected and their terms of office finalized at 1 month. After which, new sarpanch would be elected for another month. We formed 8 multi-grade groups of students from KG2 to grade 6. Each of the groups was allotted a big piece of land for our village. We measured and demarcated land parcels and fenced them with bamboo sticks and jute twines. We also started preparing our land for sowing by plucking out weeds only after offering a prayer for the weeds. With limited tools to work with, there was a lot of negotiation, collaboration and jugaad among us. We also came up with our wish list of tools that we would require for farming, which included a buffalo and a tractor. Let's see some pictures of this preparation.
Then came the preparation of the soil. We examined the quality of the soil in our villages by looking for friends beneath the surface. The earthworms who presents would tell us that our soil was fertile. In organic farming, the use of chemical fertilizers is completely avoided. So we needed to enrich our soil only through natural means, such as Jivamrut. We made Jivamrut using fresh cow dung of desi cows, cow urine, jaggery, gram flour, soil. The smell was awful. We would cover our noses and wash our hands hundreds of times in the beginning. How important the process is. We also learned about mulching. It is the practice of covering the topsoil with organic materials like hay, baby seed, etc. And that different seeds needs different quantity of water to grow and hence different soil beds. Seeds that need more water like palak, methi, dhania need flat bed which is called gadiwafa. Seeds that require less water like karela, lauki, dodka, godwal require a mountain bed which is called sarivara. Also learned that a village needs a combination of forest and farm to survive the annual fluctuations of weather. So we decided to grow trees, vegetables and grains. In trees we planted neem, teakwood, peepal, mahua, mango, jamun, anjir, chiku, etc. In vegetables we sowed karela, lauki, godwal, kadduwal, pumpkin, etc. Shailesh sir would explain to us how to select and match different plants. At same time we followed his advice.
After mixing was done, we had to take proper care of the seeds so they could turn into beautiful flowers, fruits, vegetables, and trees. We observed our villages regularly to examine the health of our plants and the soil. We also had weekly serpent meetings where we extensively documented the entire process. Using the weekly observation chart which captured details like height, width, length of the stem, color and number of buds and so much more.
A village is not just about farming, but so many other things, which we were eager to learn. We were extremely fortunate to be visited and taught by a genuine artist from indigenous Wali tribe, Aruna ma'am, who taught us to draw Wali paintings. Wali paintings reflect the daily life customs and festivals of the people in the Wali tribe.
After 6 months of hard work and lot of learning, we were very excited to see the growth in our produce. We offered a special basket of the produce that we had grown to Chef Thomas and urged him to listen to our proposal. Our proposal stated a partnership with Bombay Canteen where we could regularly provide you with some vegetables that go in the preparation of the restaurant's tasty dishes. Chef Thomas was truly impressed by the hard work that students had put in, and he said he would love to partner with us. He also shared some amazing facts with all of us and also told us that he wished he had gotten the kind of education that we children are getting when he was growing up.
After 6 months of hard work and lots of learning, we were very excited to see the growth in our produce. We plan to sell this in a farmer's market, which we organized in our school with the help of Abhay sir and Shailesh sir. This was designed to culminate activity for our project. Let me show you some pictures. In these pictures, you will see how all students are dressed up like farmers and villagers and put their produce for sale in wooden baskets. We fixed the final pricing, taking into account expenses and profit, and made price labels. It finally made us understand that how market system works. All students at Polymath, teachers, educators from different schools, including Jayaman from Ramratna and few more, and everyone who was a part of this project and present on this final day. The whole experience of farming right in our school backyard and that enabling of the concept from farm to plate was seeing completion, and the joy we felt was beyond measure.
This experience helped us to understand how learning can be so dynamic, real, multi-layered, complex, interactive, research-based, and so much in between. We are thrilled to be able to talk about this experience with all of you today, and we wish you all the best for your farming project. Thank you so much, Jaya ma'am, teachers, and all students for giving us this opportunity to present our project.
This was incredible. This is for all the students and the entire school, Polymath school. Children, can we all just show that you're all clapping for them? Kaisha, I can see you on the screen. You're not clapping. Harini? Okay, fantastic.
Yeah, it was truly amazing. So, students, you have watched the video. So now I think we are ready for the question answer session. Yes, ma'am. We can start with the question answer session.
Yes.
Okay. So yes, students, you can raise your hand to ask questions, or you can type in the chat box, and then I will allow you to speak. So yes, and teachers involved in this, if you also have any questions, you can ask. So let's start with the question answer session. And it was indeed a wonderful, wonderful journey. I could see that happy faces, and I am also equally excited that I'm excited when we are going to start with this.
The children, if you want to ask a question, you simply type your name in the chat box. No need to write the question. We will ask you to unmute. Just write your name. So Usha ma'am, whoever is writing, you allow them to unmute and speak up.
Okay.
Riya.
Yes, Riya, you can unmute and ask your question.
Ma'am, I didn't understand the vegetables like which need less water. Why do they need less water?
Can I take that?
Okay. Yeah. Riya is asking why some plants need less water, right, Riya?
Riya, as you know, in this country, we have very different kind of weather throughout the year. There's winters, there's summers, there's monsoon, right? and every season has its own limit of water towards the soil. Monsoon, there's a lot of water in the soil. Winters, the water is comparatively less compared to monsoons, and summer, the water depletion is very high in the soil also because the evaporation is happening from the soil also when there's direct sunlight. So every grain is designed as per the season, and that is why it's called seasonal food. We don't get strawberries in summers, right? Do you get summer strawberries in April or I mean May, June? No, only because they grow in winters. So the amount of water that plant requires to grow is available during winters. Then there are summer vegetables which need less water. So every vegetable or every fruit has different water requirement to grow.
Thank you, Abhay sir. I think Ria, you got your answer?
Yes, ma'am. I got
Okay.
the answer.
Yes. Now we have Aneri. Yes, Aneri, you want to ask question?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ask.
Ma'am, we have to do it at home.
No, Aneri. We are not going to do it at home as of now. Yes, you can grow plants at home. We are not saying you cannot, but this will be our project. Remember, we had taken a session and we had told that this will be a project. And as we are not like we are at home right now, right? So we are trying to understand the process, understand how students of your age, Polymath School, if you have seen, they have done it. So we will also be involved in all the processes, right? So what we saw. So we will be selecting the land, we will be sowing seeds, we will be growing crops. Okay? Aneri? Okay. So I think here we have Tayan Joshi. I hope I'm pronouncing it correct. Tayan, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Please ask your question, Rika.
Ma'am, but how we will do it?
How we will?
Do it.
I was asking, how will we do it?
Okay. How we will do it. So, Tayan, don't worry, right? That is why we are trying to understand the process, right? We have the students of Polymath School, Abhay sir, right? Shailesh sir, who will guide us into it. And of course, we are also there. We will also understand what has to be done. So we will be, once we start, I think we will be able to do it, right? Tayan, it is possible. You saw in the video, right? I think the students were of your age, right? Grade 5 and even smaller than that. If they can do it, we can also do it. Yes?
In fact, this question shows that you are already into it. Those people who wish to do it only put such questions. How will we do it? So you are ready to do it. You want to know how we will do it. Now, once that inquiry has come, I'm sure that we will be successful. So keep questioning yourself, keep researching, exploring. We will do the same, and we all together will ensure in the school we choose the right land. We find which crops would be suitable for the weather here, for the kind of soil here, for the other facilities that we have. And I'm sure we will together, we might fail, we might stumble upon hurdles, but ultimately we will have a good learning journey. And yes, you will have fruits and vegetables and everything grown by yourself.
Right. Arini, yes, what is your question, beta?
Ma'am, I had already asked my question.
Yes, Arini?
Ma'am, we had already asked my question.
Acha, he already asked your question. Okay. Okay.
Swaraj had a question.
Yes, Swaraj.
Swaraj, then, yeah.
Yes, Swaraj. Unmute and speak.
Ma'am, if how many seeds we will use for this project, because I am excited.
Repeat your question, Swaraj. How many seeds we will use?
He wants to know the diversity that we use to do this project. Okay, let's say.
How many does Swaraj want? How many does Swaraj want?
3.
Okay, we'll get it. See, you can use Swaraj. You can, if you go out somewhere where trees and grass has grown in wild, you keep counting how many types of grass and how many types of trees are there in the wild. In just 1 square, you understand what is 1 square meter? I mean, in a very small area. Okay, in an area where area the size of a car, you just count how many types of grass are there and how many types of trees are there. You will get to know there are countless. We cannot even count that number of grass. So even we can plant as many number of seeds as much as we want. So if you all are interested in growing more and more and more and more, there is no limit to it.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Shailesh sir. Yes. Okay. Archit is asking, are there any specific crops we are going to grow? Yes, Archit, you can unmute if this is what you want to ask. Archit? Archit?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. What is
Ma'am,
your
I want to ask that. Ma'am, we have to take any specific crop seeds or we can grow any crops?
Okay.
So Archit, we will see the kind of soil that we have in our campus and what kind of plants we will be able to manage. We'll do this in consultation with our mentors like Abhay sir, like Shailesh sir, and with the Polymath School, and understand what all we can take up. So, it's going to be decided. I'm happy to hear all these questions. And if there are any
Archit, I have a
thoughts-
question.
Yes,
Sorry,
please.
can I?
Yeah,
Archit, I'm sure in the class you would have learned about Kharif and Rabi season. Have you?
Yes, sir.
So you know what are the Kharif crops and what are the Rabi crops?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you understand in that season we'll grow Kharif crops, in one season we'll grow Rabi crops. So and the seeds, what we are going to grow is depending on the season that we are going to grow in.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Naman Mishra is raising his hand, grade 6. Yes, Naman, you can unmute and speak. Ask
Yes,
your
ma'am.
question.
Ma'am, I have one question. How we will test the soil, like it's perfect or not for growing plants or for farming? It's perfect or not? How will test it?
Jinna, you want to answer that? How did you guys go about testing the soil? How did you know that the soil was fertile?
So we looked for friends beneath the surface. We looked for friends like earthworms. They told us that our soil was fertile.
So it's simple, right? You don't have to do any advanced soil testing. Just look for whether you have earthworms beneath the surface. And if you do, then your soil is fertile, right, Abhay? That's what you taught us, right?
We have to see for the life in the soil, the amount of we see more and more worms and more small creatures in the soil, because if a creature will survive in the soil only if the soil has enough of minerals and oxygen in it. So if a creature can survive, a plant can also grow. Plant is also a living being. So that is one way of looking at it.
Shrestha, yes, you want to ask any question? Shrestha, you can unmute and ask. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Where we will grow our crops, in which village or which place?
Okay, Shrestha, we are going to grow this in our school campus. Yes, we have to find a proper land for it. Once the school reopens, we all together will be trying to find appropriate land for it. Okay, so in the school campus. So before that, we will also take a survey and see that which land we can take. Okay, Shrestha. So
Okay.
in the school campus.
There was a question in between saying that without insects, will farming be easy? I just read it.
What he means to say is if there are no earthworms or other insects found in the soil, will this
Shailesh,
be
would you
able
answer
to
that?
Yep. Okay. If you pick up right now, how many of the students and parents are there in this meeting? We are 87, 89, right? So this Google Meet is having around 80 plus people over here. But do you know a handful of soil will have 1 million life in it? That much of life it has. So some life we can see, that is like earthworms, nematodes, we can see them. Some life we cannot see. The protozoas in it we cannot see. So apart from the earthworm, there are other life in the soil which helps the not just the farming but the reproduction part. I mean, the seed gets germinated because of them. If the soil does not have any of it, it is called a dead soil, and then it turns into a desert. So you do not see anything growing on a desert, and this is exactly we do not want. We want our soil to be alive. It should have a life, and to have a life to it, we should look after it without chemicals. So if a soil does not have insects or any kind of life in it, seeds cannot germinate in it.
Also, just adding a point, growing food is a part of ecosystem.
Dia, can you just mute yourself, please? Thank you, Dia.
Yeah. So I was saying, just adding a point, growing food is a part of ecosystem, and all the planet, all the animals, all the insects are part of our ecosystem. So more insects, more animals, more life around a plant will help it grow, not perish. So more and more life is always welcome.
Okay. Thank you, sir. I think Vedansh. Yes, Vedansh, you wanted to ask a question? You can ask.
Ma'am, means after the farming will start, means you have to choose any specific students, or we all can do it.
Beta, it is for all. Remember, I had come to your class and I had informed this to you, right? So all the students will be involved in this. Are you excited? Are you excited?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So, any teachers? Yes, Amar
Usha
sir,
ma'am,
Sangeeta,
there are a number of students who have given their names. So children, in this sequence, you can unmute one by one. In Naman Mishra, Shrestha Barve.
I think they asked the question, I think, ma'am.
So it's, they can unmute themselves and speak in this order. Naman, then Shrestha, after Shrestha, Viha, after that Krishna, after that Granth, and then Kanika. So start with Naman.
Already asked my question.
Can you repeat? It has been answered?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I think Granth Agarwal, you wanted to ask something? Granth? Okay.
Kanika?
Ma'am, I wanted to ask, does it matter what type of plant we are growing, or can we just grow any type of plant?
So Kanika sir just explained, it depends on the kind of soil, it also depends on different seasons, what we can grow, also how much we can manage, then how much land we have. Abhay sir, would you like to add to it? Any of you?
Yeah, Kanika, like basically, it's the area, the region that we are in. We can't grow apples in Maharashtra. It has to be in north. We can't grow saffron over here. So we are in a particular geographical region, and we'll have to. There's a beautiful jungle in our school, so we can walk around the school jungle and see what plants are growing there. We can pick up few plants from there also, and see we can put them in our farm as well. We are lucky to have a school which is surrounded with jungle around.
Okay. So I think we have Krishna. Krishna Gumaste. Krishna.
Ma'am, I had the same question that Vedant asked.
Okay, which Vedant asked is the same question. Okay, yes. Anyone else? All your answers, all your questions are answered. Children.
I can see a few
Prisha,
names. Someone,
Prisha,
Harini?
yeah. Arini has asked the question. I had asked her to unmute. I think Prisha,
Yes, ma'am.
yes, ask.
Ma'am, I had a question that the grade only fifth and sixth are going to work on this project, or one to sixth every grade.
See, the project is for grade 5 and 6, but yes, of course, we will give this experience to all, right? So, all the students will get the experience to do the farming. But as of now, the project is for grade 5 and 6. So, you will be totally involved in this. You will be the caretakers. You will be there in each and every process. Okay? Okay. So, okay.
No,
Dhanashree
Granth
ma'am.
says he is unable to unmute. Granth,
Okay.
if you are unable to unmute, you can type your question here. And Shrestha, it's very good to know that you have already done some research.
Granth is, yes, he has typed his question. My question would be, how many days will this process take?
Granth, as long as you're eating food.
Yes, rightly said, Abhay sir. Granth, it is an ongoing process once we start farming, right? I think we ourselves would not like to stop it because we will be growing, we'll be seeing the products, right? Vegetables and other products will be there, which we are growing with our hard work. So I think we will not stop it. Yes, Granth?
Ma'am, we can also grow rubber tree.
I think Abhay sir or yeah, I think we can grow rubber tree, but I don't know. Yes, Abhay sir, Shrestha is asking whether we can grow rubber tree.
Shrestha, I have myself also not grown rubber tree till now, but I would love to see if the conditions over there would support it. If that is so, we would love to grow one.
So
And
yes,
the best thing is to try and find out.
Yes.
So we'll try to grow and we'll see. We learn from our failures also. So we'll do that. We don't always have to be very cautious and only set up ourselves for success.
Yes.
Because you can't avoid failures and you should welcome failures. We learn a lot from our failures. So we'll try various things. You are free to give your opinions. Students' voice and choice is very important for project-based learning.
Yes. I think Dhanashree ma'am, you can unmute and you can ask a question. You have put up a question over here. Yes, Dhanashree ma'am.
Yes, namaste everyone. Namaste students. So, Abhay sir, you said that if there are more organisms in the soil, it shows that the soil is fertile. So, if we have many organisms like earthworm and other microorganisms and all, so do we need to add more fertilizers, or without fertilizers also our plants can grow well?
Well, I'll take this question in a different way. See, the thing is, more organism is amazing, but fertilizers, as long as organically made, something like Jivamrut and all, plants are also dependent on different elements like nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, etc. There are more than 75,000 elements like that, which plants depend on. So, when a plant is growing, it is taking energy from the soil to grow. So, we have to keep, refilling that energy back to the soil. Through source of this natural ingredients like potassium. We can get high potassium from the ash that we burn in the chula or anywhere. That is high in potassium. That is what's called potassium. Any kind of urine is high on nitrogen. Urea, the word urea, which is a chemical fertilizer, has derived from the word urine. So urines are generally good for nitrogen. So we will be doing our own research on what your soil keeps needing, and we'll keep refilling that as per the plants that we grow. Some plants take different, all plants take different minerals. So as per what we are growing, we'll have to keep adding back to the soil. What we are taking from the soil, we'll give it back to the soil in a lot of different ways. Mulching is one of the ways. Making natural fertilizers is one of the ways, and many more.
So when the land is filled with crops, we move to another land.
Sorry, Shrestha, I didn't get that.
When the land is full of crops, when we chose a land and we grew it with crops, after that we'll go to another land.
No, we will continue doing that. It's a continuous process, Shrestha. Once we grow the crops, we have to take care of how the crops are growing. We have to keep seeing that everything is going fine in our farm. Is there too many insects which are eating your plants? If there are too many insects which are eating your plants, we can make herbal medicines to stop them from the like not destroying our farms too much. And basically, we are trying to tell them not to eat that plant, and we'll try to build an ecosystem around it. So when you are growing something, there's a lot of work which goes around it throughout the year. It's not only for that particular time that land is going to be used. It is in rotation, and we have always we have limitations of land. We can't keep moving our lands all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So I have one question about, I think, to the students where they had mentioned about Jugaad and equipment. So what kind of equipments will be required? Like whatever we have, I think, can we recycle the things and we can use it for farming in school? So what kind of equipment will be required, and what Jugaad you all did for farming?
Can any student take that?
Vidyanshi, can you mute yourself?
Dia, do you want to take a stab at that?
No, sir is
What
asking
equipment did
a
you
student from Polymath School to answer this.
Jinay, do you want to answer that? What kind of equipment?
Yeah, can you repeat the question once?
Yes, I'm asking, like, you used the word Jugaad, right? That we planned for equipments, we did some Jugaad. So what all things, like you meant to say that you recycle, you use recycled materials for farming. So what kind of Jugaad you all did? What materials did you use for farming? Like,
The tools which are needed for farming, like shovel, pickaxe, and a rake, the things need for organic farming and farming.
Jinay, we had also used, if you remember, we had used bamboos to dig.
Yes.
You remember that?
We didn't have fence, so we used bamboos and ropes to make the fence. Yeah.
Also for digging and also for sowing, we had used twigs of the plants.
Yes.
Yeah.
okay, thank you, Jinay. So I think we can also, think of things which are already there to use it for farming purpose. Yes. So yes, teachers, you have any more questions? Students, any more questions?
There are questions from Aneri. Then Viha wants to ask something. Viha, please unmute yourself. And I think Arini also wanted to ask. You can unmute after that.
Ma'am, how you can measure the water?
Sorry, I didn't understand that.
How we can measure?
How you can measure the water?
Water for beta?
How there is a one plant we measure. So how do you know how is the plant and how we put and how many water we get?
Acha, how much water
is needed for a plant?
Water needed for a plant. How do we measure the growth of the plant? You asked this, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Shailesh, would you answer that?
Yeah. Okay. So tell me, how many glasses of water do you drink?
One half glass.
Okay. So that is when you are thirsty, you drink water, right?
Yes.
Okay. So it is very similar to plants also. We shouldn't be watering too much to the plants. And that is the reason not all crops or all plants grow during monsoon time. I mean, during the monsoon time, we try to grow crops which are grass in nature. What do I mean by that is rice is grass in nature, millets are grass in nature. So this can take too much of water. So that is why we grow such kind of crops during monsoon. But when it is not monsoon, we can grow plants like vegetables and all can be grown when it is not monsoon. These plants do not need too much of water. If there is too much of water, they rot and they die. So every plant has a different measurement of water. And that is the reason they have explained how the farm beds are. So there were flat farm beds and the mountain farm beds, that is Sarivarambe and Gadiwafa. So in Gadiwafa, they have planted plants which require more water, or the water has to be accumulated over there. In Sarivarambe, that is mountain bed, that is why do you require a mountain bed? So that plants do require water, but the water should flow down. It should not be accumulated. So by these techniques, we can understand, okay, we have to water the plants, but the plant do not require water to be accumulated. So every plant has different measurements for water, and we have to just keep on watching them. Are they going dry? Are they going yellow? And that is how we get to know. So what happens right now on the farmlands all over the farming areas is there is too much of irrigation. बहुत ज़्यादा पानी देते हैं, and because there is too much of irrigation, there are too much of pest problems. All those disease and pest problem on the plants arise due to too much of water. So it is very similar to humans. If we drink too much of water, even if we do not require, even when we are not thirsty, what would happen is our stomach will start aching, or you will start having water retention problems. Very similar to plants. So we have to watch out for, we should not give them too much of water. What was the second question? I just slipped out of my mind.
I think that was the only question. And then how to measure the growth. I think children will learn it in the process, how with a measuring tape we can measure the height, etc., the width. So I hope he understood that different plants have different needs for water.
Okay.
Then Tayan is asking, is there any tree we are growing? So children, the small one, the sapling which is taken, it's a small plant, it grows, and not every plant grows into huge trees. So we'll see what we are growing. Some would be climbers, some would turn into big trees like mango trees. Then if there are more ants than worms, so we'll see which are those insects and worms which make the soil fertile, and which are those insects which spoil our plant. We'll have to understand it during the process. And then those insects, what we are going to do to stop them from spoiling our plants.
Yes, one last question from me, sir.
I just want to add to the young minds. No insects or no pest spoil our plants. Every insect and every pest have a stomach like you and me have it. Even they want to eat. So if you allow them to eat, they would eat some portion of your plants, but they will leave some portion for you to feed upon. So we should not think about who is going to eat our plants. Let them eat it. Even they have their stomachs. So no insect is going to spoil your plants. In fact, they will help in growing your plants. Thank you.
Okay, so Ritvik has asked what we do of the dried leaves. So what I understand is that these materials also act as natural manure. They can make our soil more fertile. So we'll see how we can make use of those leaves also. And yes, it will be our job to keep our farm clean. What will we do with the fruits when they are ready? So we'll all decide in the class along with your teacher. All the students will decide what should be done with it. Should we sell it to our parents on PTMs, or should we tie up with a canteen like they did with Bombay Canteen? So it is still, the verdict is still out on it. Once the school opens and we start with the project, you all would be allowed to give your opinion. What will we do of the trees? The trees will keep growing, children. There's no harm in having as many trees as we can, though we are blessed already with so many trees in our campus. Any child who has maybe one last question we can have?
Ma'am, I would like to ask one question. Sir, I think we can use the seeds which the vegetables and fruits which we have at home. Like we can dry it, and we can use the same seeds for growing. Or for your farming, did you buy it from outside? The seeds which are available in the market. Like how? What did you all do?
Okay, now the vegetables that are available outside, most of the vegetables are hybrid. When I mean hybrid, uh, I mean the seeds are modified at the lab end. Okay, they are modified for certain way of growing. So the seeds that come out from those vegetables won't give you great plants. They would germinate, they would give a plant, but the fruiting would be great. Their generations would be great. Um, because they are made up in such a way. It's a commercial way of making a seed. I mean, so that you again and again buy seeds from the market, and that is how they are made up. uh, but if it is an indigenous vegetable, so if your market is having any indigenous, what do I mean by indigenous is desi, जो यानी कि बहुत पुराने जमाने के अपने vegetables होते थे. So I mean the kakdi, cucumber for example, you have the hybrid cucumbers, market is flooded with that. But somewhere on the way, odd vegetable vendor is going to sell that desi kakdi. If you remove seeds from that and germinate, you will get a very good plant. We did not buy any seeds from anywhere. Myself and Abhay, we had gone on an expedition in search of seeds. Most of the seeds are from the farmers. Farmers usually do not sell seeds. They exchange seeds. Companies sell the seeds. Farmers do not sell the seeds. They exchange the seeds. They share the seeds with you. So there are seeds. So we would be having the seeds. We are not going to sell that. We are going to give it to you. And you should make the most of it. And you should again in turn share it with other people, other schools, other students. So the seeds which you are going to get from the market, not all would be great in germination. So better look out for indigenous seeds. If you want generations, if you do not want generation and you just want one generation of it, you can buy it from the market. But then we do not advise that because it's a hybrid one.
Okay, thank you, sir. So you mean to say that the vegetables that are like desi vegetables, we can preserve the seeds of those vegetables and we can use it.
Yes,
So,
yes,
Usha ma'am,
yes.
he said that the ones which we get from market, they might be, you know, made from those hybrid seeds.
Yes, yes.
The best is to directly connect with the farmers, and we hope that Mr. Shailesh, Mr. Abhay will be able to help us get
Yes,
the
yes.
right kind of seeds.
Yeah,
Yes.
Right,
100%.
sir?
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
yes.
We also have a seed bank, right,
Oh,
Abhay, Shailesh? Yeah, we could give those to you.
Actually, we have
So, you know, we have also started with seed
seed
bank
bank
in
at
our
Polymath
school.
School itself.
We with your guidance, we can make it more meaningful. We'll
Yes.
understand what kind of seeds we should ask children also to collect and to bring to school.
Yes, ma'am.
So before Usha ma'am closes the session, I just wanted the students to know that you can try your hands at farming at a very small level at your home also. You can have your own kitchen garden. Start with simple things. You can have coriander, that is dhania, that you can try to grow. Tomato, you can try to grow chili.
Methi.
Usha ma'am has been doing it at her home. I would ask her to send those pictures in the class group so that you all can also get an idea and get inspired. Ask her questions if you have, how she grew it. So try doing it at home. This will be your first experience and exposure. So before you come to school, you already have an idea how a plant grows. And that
Yes,
would be
ma'am.
fantastic.
Yes, ma'am. Sure, ma'am. Sure,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
Yeah, thank you. So now I would ask Shaisha to give to propose the vote of thanks. Shaisha.
Namaste to one and all present over here. Gratitude makes sense of the past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. It's my privilege to propose the vote of thanks today. My heartfelt gratitude to the leaders of Polymath School, Bhavesh Gandhi sir, Hemant Mehta sir, and Sanam Bhadrani sir for your encouraging presence. Thank you, Shailesh Afte sir, facilitators and students of Polymath School for giving your valuable time in conducting this session and sharing your experience with us. It was truly motivating and encouraging for us. You have paved the path for our project is learning on sustainable farming. Thank you, Abhay Bhatia, sir, for accepting our invitation and encouraging us with your presence. We look forward for a long association with you. My heartfelt gratitude to our beloved Principal Ma'am for always giving us opportunities and inspiring us to learn and acquire skills. Thank you to all the teachers for always supporting us in learning. Thanks to the IT team for technical assistance. Last but not the least, thanks to all my friends who attended the session. Thank you. Have a great day ahead.
Thank you, Sasha, for the vote of thanks. And I thank all of you from Polymath School, Abhay sir, Shailesh sir, Bhavesh sir, Hemant sir, for paving the path for us. And we hope that, yes, the pandemic ends and we start with the journey very quickly. Thank you very much. So, ma'am, we end the session here?
Yes. And the children were asking, are the classes cancelled? No, children.
No.
You have all your classes today. You can immediately, after you log off from this section, you can join your next class. Deep gratitude to the team of Polymath School and these mentors, Mr. Abhay, Mr. Shailesh, and all the students of Polymath. It has been great. We look forward to your support and guidance throughout this journey.
Thank
All the best.
for having us.
All the
All the
best.
best to
All the best.
everyone. To
Yeah.
Polymath.
Thank you everyone.
Bye.